For this video, I'm in Porlock, staying in the hidden cottage with my mum and dad. It's tucked away down a lane so narrow, I wasn't actually sure dad would ever get the car back out again. It's a classic Collins family trip. I may be over 30, but I've still got a soft spot for a family holiday. Expect lots of walking, a touch of chaos, and well-earned pub stops for essential hydration. We hike from Porlock to Porlock Weir, get slightly lost in the marshes, dip into a bit of local history, and always I'll share my honest take on the place. We're here for 4 nights, so there's plenty more content and probably a few more blisters to come. If you're curious about this beautiful corner of Somerset, don't forget to like, subscribe, and come along for the ride. Thought I'd just show you the cottage that we're staying in. We booked it via Airbnb. I'll bring up the details, but it is way nicer than even the photos online. It's really spacious. Proper wood burner there, and they've left wood and kindling. Smart TV with Netflix. And even though it's a cottage and it's tucked away, it's quite nice and light. So we've got a dining area there. Lots of board games and things to do, I guess, in case you've got a rainy day. And then there's a little garden out here. See if we can go out. I'm not sure. I'm not sure that's working. See if I can go out this way. Okay, yeah, it makes way more sense to go out this way. Okay, I can't figure out how to get out there, but you get the gist. There is a little garden with a table and chairs. And then this is the kitchen. Got a little downstairs toilet here. Dishwasher and everything. So it's got everything that you could need. And then let's go upstairs. I like this little map of Exmoor here. I think that's a nice touch because it's nice to know where you are. And then bathroom off to the right. Nice spacious bathroom. And separate bath. My parents don't have a bath where they live, so that's going to be a bit of a treat. View from that area. Separate shower. Lots of storage. Oh, that's the boiler in there. This is the master bedroom, so this is the king room. Yeah, where it is really unusual. It's like tucked away with loads of different cottages. You can't actually park down here. It's very much walking only. Oh, it's a really nice master bedroom. Really nice and light. I like what they've done with these bedside tables. My room is the smaller of the two. This is like the double bedroom. Again, really nice though. I am currently on a woodland walk from Porlock to Porlock Weir. It's going to be roughly 2 miles so far. Very, very nice. Some really good views to the sea towards the right. Some really amazing houses that must have spectacular views from their garden. First impressions of Porlock. Went out this morning to get some berries so that we could top our pancakes with some fruit. And it's quite a lot of people, to be honest. I was expecting it to be more like just quiet until tourists were there. But obviously there's a big community in Porlock. It feels like there's a lot of people that know each other. There were people dropping their kids off to school. There were people getting their car MOT'd. I just felt a bit more like general life. And sometimes when you come to tourist places, it just feels pretty dead until the tourists arrive. But here it didn't feel like that. And it feels unspoilt. I feel like that's what is the theme of, for me so far, West Somerset in general. It feels very unspoilt. It's sort of like back to basics. It's quiet, it's peaceful, and it doesn't feel overly touristy. Even though tourists do come here, it's got a special, quaint, more traditional feel. And I think from what I can gather, the best stuff to do is really just getting out and walking, exploring. There's so many walks in this area because Porlock is nestled between the Exmoor hills and all of the countryside, and then obviously you've got the coastline and the sea. And yeah, the coastline, you know, the sea, let's be honest, is brown. It's not the prettiest, they don't have the prettiest beaches, it's pebble beaches. I don't think it's necessarily what people think of when they think of like the most perfect beach, but there's something about it. I personally really enjoy it. I like a pebble beach, and I like it feeling a bit more rustic. My dad's obsessed with the fact that all of this wood is here free, and he's thinking about how much fire he could get out of that in his log burner back home. How long do you reckon that would last you, Dad?
This one? That?
Yeah.
Well, the way we use it, like 2 weeks.
And how much would that be to buy?
That's every night. 25, 30 pounds.
25, 30 quid. It's all quite dry as well, isn't it? If you were to ask us where we are, I'd say we're in Porlock Weir. Welcome to Porlock Weir, a tiny harbour village tucked between Exmoor's wild hills and the sea, and a must-stop along the salt path. There's been a harbour here for over 1,000 years, once busy with traders and fishermen, and even the odd Viking raid, if the legends are true. Right on the harbour front, you'll spot 3 colourful cottages painted pink, yellow, and green, maybe blue, depending on the person. It's probably the most photographed spot in the village. They sit right next to the boats, which bob gently in the tide. Some are worn and weathered, and others are still hard at work. The harbour itself is a lovely place to wander, with views out across the Bristol Channel and the old wooden posts that hint at its seafaring past. Just a short stroll away, the beach is rustic and pebbly, and if you head the same way I did, you'll be greeted onto the beach with these stones that look like a smiley face. He's saying, "Ross, don't put your drone up, it's too windy." There are a few lovely places to stay down here too. I didn't get an opportunity to explore them, but I hear that the Porlock Weir Hotel, which sits right on the waterfront, has amazing views. If you're just visiting for the day, there's a handful of independent shops to browse, including a gallery, gift shops, and a place to grab an ice cream or a cream tea too. Much like the rest of West Somerset's coastal villages, Porlock Weir is small and quaint. It's a great spot to unwind and just take in the sea air.
We're going to go from here, along here, through, this is the Porlock marshes where hopefully we'll see some wildlife, birds. And then instead of going on to Bossington, because I'm not sure what the lot, we can cut a back up through and end up back in Porlock.
For some lunch.
For some
Sounds
lunch
like a
and a
plan,
drinky
and a
booze.
pint. Bit of deck in here. Oh, look at this. National Trust. Oh, this is the the estate. Porlock isn't flashy or fast-paced. It's the kind of place that seems perfectly happy just being itself. My grandma used to holiday in this area a lot, and she'd still probably recognise it today. Tucked between Exmoor's hills and the sea, the town centre is compact, welcoming, and full of the kind of details that make you want to slow down and explore. The high street's mix of crooked cottages, cosy tea rooms, and shops that seem to sell everything from postcards to power tools. There's even a hardware shop that looks like it hasn't changed much since the 50s. Porlock's been around a while. It shows up in the Domesday Book, and back in the Victorian days it was a bit of a seaside hotspot. But perhaps its biggest and weirdest claim to fame? The poet Samuel Taylor Coleridge was staying nearby, mid-flow, writing Kubla Khan, when someone from Porlock knocked on the door and interrupted him. The poem was never finished, so technically, this town broke a masterpiece, or saved us from a really long poem. It depends how you look at it. The road into Porlock is a bit extreme. These are some of the views from the top, so you can see why it's one of the steepest A roads in the UK, with a gradient of 1 in 4, that's 25%. It climbs over 1,300 feet in just a couple of miles. Locals might tell you stories of overheated engines and nervous handbrake starts, which is probably why there's an alternative toll road that takes a much gentler route. Porlock doesn't shout about itself. It really doesn't need to. It's a proper slice of Somerset with sea air, slow days, and more charm than you can fit into a postcard.